All right, this is the Get Your Ass to Work podcast, special episode number 37. I'm doing the One Funnel Away challenge, and part of the challenge today was to publish your origin story and how you got started in doing what you're doing. So basically, real quick, I'm going to talk about why I got started in real estate. So I got started because I was looking to buy a home, and I just moved here from the Bay Area. I had moved here with my girlfriend, Connie, and we were living at her parents' house, and I had saved some money, and I was hoping to buy a property. But what happened is I took a job at one of the local casinos, and my pay went from over $100,000 a year in the Bay Area to when I moved out here to Reno down to 40. So I had a really hard time qualifying for a loan with the banks because they didn't really want to give me a loan, and they didn't understand why I took such a huge pay cut coming out to Reno. Eventually, I put in an offer for a home. It got accepted, and then the loan wouldn't go through because this bank fucked up the numbers, and my real estate agent dropped me. Basically, my real estate agent who I had been working with, who was referred to us because they helped Connie's parents, my girlfriend at the time, helped her parents find a home, was referred to us, and then as soon as she thought that we didn't qualify to purchase a home, disappeared and didn't fucking call us back and didn't send us any more properties. And I remember it was like a day later I called the bank and I figured out what they fucked up, and I was like, oh, you guys screwed up on these numbers here. This is what they should be. And they're like, oh, okay, you qualify for this much of a house now. And I was like, okay, rock on, went out, found the house, bought the house, closed the deal. The thing about it is I figured that my experience with the level of customer service in real estate was so bad. And this was back at the end of 2012, beginning of 2013, which for Reno was pretty much rock fucking bottom in the economy. Like, realtors were struggling. A lot of people had gotten out of the business. There were boarded up homes and foreclosures everywhere. Everyone, the economy's struggling. It was fucking miserable for people in Reno at that time. And to see that our real estate agent just dumped us at the drop of a hat because something happened with the loan, didn't even keep in contact with us, I thought, I can do this shit better than them. I'm like, there is no fucking way that person would be able to outwork me. And this agent, this real estate agent who was helping us, was not a slouch in the business. They were very well known, and I don't know about respected, but at least sold a lot of homes and made a great living doing it. And they just turned their back on us as soon as they thought that we couldn't buy a home, and basically treated us like a waste of fucking time. So I figured, you know what? I can do this a lot fucking better. So I started working on my real estate license, and within 6 months, I was able to get my real estate license. And so at the end of 2013, I finally got licensed. And I had no idea how hard it was going to be to get started in real estate. I was working 2 jobs when I started. I was at the Atlantis Buffet working as a supervisor about 50 hours a week. And then I would go straight from the buffet into real estate. So I'd work a shift from, say, 6 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, 3:30 in the afternoon. And then I'd go right to the neighborhoods and start knocking on doors for real estate business until the fucking sun went down. I'd be out when there were fucking crickets and frogs chirping. I mean, it was relentless amount of work that it took in order to get started and get the ball moving in real estate. So I worked the 2 jobs, and eventually about 6 months into it, I'm like, at not the end of my rope, but I'm starting to get that doubt. I'm starting to believe that I really did fuck up and pick the wrong industry, that I wasn't made out for real estate, because I had 0 deals after 6 months in the business. None. Fucking 0. And every other agent who had started around the same time as me, they were writing contracts and getting closings and making money. And I was the only one out knocking doors. I was out humping neighborhoods day after day after day, looking for anybody who needed to buy or sell a home. And other people were closing deals just because they had relationships or they knew people here in town, or maybe they were more likable or prettier. I have no fucking idea why it was so hard for me to get started, but it was. And I just kept plowing through the bullshit. And then at the end of June, it was like magic happened. I popped 3 deals into escrow in 1 month. And what I told myself the whole time was that if I got 3 deals into escrow, I'd quit my job at the buffet. And so I did, and I went full time into real estate. And there's no fucking way I'm ever going back to that bullshit. I'll live out of my truck before I ever go work for somebody at a casino. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just know that at this point in my life, I would rather be starving in my truck, sleeping in the fucking cold, than have to go work for somebody else, because I will figure out some way to make money again, either in real estate or some sort of sales genre, whatever career comes my way that I could get into. So that's really why I started in real estate, is because when you see a problem with the level of service that's happening and you know you can do something better, even if you haven't done it, you look at it and you're like, fuck that. Like, fuck this and treating people like shit because this happened. Like, I am never, ever going to treat a client like that because they didn't qualify. I will never just turn my back on someone who's looking to buy a home and just start to ignore them because they did this. And I thought if that was the level of service, that it was going to be really fucking easy for me to get started in this business. And it wasn't, because there was a lot more to it than that. Obviously, I was naive and I didn't know. But at the same time, I was lucky enough to have the perseverance to keep going through all the shit that it takes to get started in real estate. And so now I am more satisfied with helping agents and helping other people get out of that same situation that I was in, of working 2 jobs and not having enough money to, make their mortgage payments and get gas and get food. And I get a lot of pleasure out of helping other people become successful in real estate, almost more than I do selling real estate. And I still enjoy the fuck out of selling real estate, but I really enjoy when the people around me are out there taking listings, getting deals, making money, and being able to buy the things that they want to buy and work the hours that they want to work, which should be all the fucking time because this is the best industry ever. And and I just get really happy to make that happen for other people. And it's not easy. It is a lot of fucking work, because now not only am I dealing with my own ups and downs of homes selling or not selling, or trying to find new people to sell to, and deals falling out of escrow and making money and then not making money, but I got to deal with all of them as well, with their ups and downs and them having deals fall out of escrow and dealing with all the issues that come up. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Real estate has been probably the biggest blessing that has come for me anyway, in my lifetime, as far as financials and work goes. So very thankful for this industry. And at this point, we're just looking to be the best that we can be in this industry. It means we keep learning, we keep growing, we keep moving forward, we keep pressing through the shit, because there's no telling what's going to come tomorrow. This industry could collapse and disappear, within a month or two. And if it did, and if it ended tomorrow and the whole thing was over, I would look back and be like, man, I wasn't in it for very long, but we gave it 100% while we were there trying to make it. And I think if you can do that at the end of the day, you're going to be satisfied, and you're not going to be depressed at the end of the day if you know you gave 100% effort. So that's all I got for tonight. And thank you guys. Thank you everyone who listens to this podcast. Really appreciate all the feedback that I get from you guys. And it's really interesting because I usually hear about it through a text message, or sometimes a weird Facebook Messenger comes in with, hey, I found your podcast and I heard it and I really liked it. And I mean, I don't know how the fuck people find it. I don't really advertise it very often. I'm starting to put it on my Facebook page a little bit more, but I do look to see how many people, checked it out and see which episodes do better than others, because obviously I'm doing this podcast for documentation of what I do on a daily basis and the problems that I come across, but I also want to give back and contribute and give value to everybody who's listening to the podcast, because our time is limited, and to capture anyone's attention in this day and age for more than just a couple of minutes is a big fucking deal. If somebody's giving you even 2 minutes of attention on a YouTube video, if they're giving you 5 minutes on a podcast, I mean, that is 5 minutes that they're taking away from everything else in the world to tune in to what you're saying. And I really appreciate it, guys. So we'll see you next week.